Alright, so just going to do a quick video on the restoration of a couple of York 45-pound plates that I just picked up on Facebook Marketplace. I don't think they're not particularly uncommon or anything. You know, these are like 1970s, 1980s. The only thing, I mean, these are the ones made in the USA. And I don't know if you can see, but they've got a mill marking on the back from where they were made in the factory, which is pretty cool. So they're pretty rusty. Nothing we can't clean up and get using again. So I'm going to fill up this tub right here. I've got a tub that I can get them both into, fill it with oxalic acid. We'll leave it overnight, and then we'll see how they clean up. Alright, so there she is in the tub. I couldn't find a decent sized container, so to borrow one of my wife's containers from the basement. But this is what I'm going to use. So this oxalic acid, bought it off Amazon, pretty cheap stuff. So it's probably about, so I'm going to do one plate at a time, which might take a little bit longer obviously, but I'm going to put in, it's about 5 gallons of water in there. So I'm probably going to put in a couple of teaspoons of this per gallon. It's about 10 teaspoons, roughly measured out here, and then we'll see how we get on. Let's break it up. It's a bit hard in here. All right, so I've dried them out. I used a bit of a go with a heat gun just to get it dried quicker. It's a bit cold here, so it helps. Now this is the next step that I do. Again, you know, this is just my way of doing this. You know, your mileage will vary. You know how you want to do them. I know some people like spraying these completely. You know, doing a few paint jobs and then a clear coat on it or whatever. You know, this is the way I prefer to just get it back to a good usable condition. So basically some acetone, I use a cloth, and then I just go around and rub the acetone in. Now what this does, and you'll see as I kind of work through it slightly dissolves the paint. And what that means is, well, and then, you know, if you got it on your cloth, keep in the same spot of your cloth, you know, you basically just blending that paint back in to the spots where it's gone bare. And if I should go around the rim there, you know, you can start to see how that works. You know, it's not perfect. It's not going to get them back to like an amazing brand new looking kind of shape, but what it does is it gets it back to probably as close as original as it can be, you know, given the condition that these are in. You know, the rust spots blends, the black paint gets blended back in over the rust spots, and I think it looks pretty good when it's finished. So I'm just going to run around, do that throughout the whole of the plate, and you might start to see how that effect is working there on the hub where it was a little bit more rusted, had a little bit more surface rust. You know, your mileage on this approach is going to vary. Sometimes it works a little bit better on plates that aren't as bad as these perhaps were, but you know, I still prefer this method. You know, I've never been a fan of like over restoring, or you know, things like this getting restored back to a completely brand new kind of look. I like a kind of used vintage look that's as close to the original as possible. Same with cars. You know, an original car, it's only original once, and You know, once it's restored, that's it. It's restored, great, but it's not the same as you know, the original condition that it once was, with that age and that wear on there. Okay, so just going to keep going around. You can start to see the difference here between the areas that I've done and what I've got left to do. You know, this one was in pretty bad shape, so it's going to take a little bit of time to work around. I try and use the same spot of the rag, just so that, you know, it's blending that paint back in, picking up the paint from the rag as well. But the acetone looks great. Obviously acetone as well is not particularly you know, safe. You've got to be careful using it. I mean, you can ruin a lot of things with acetone, but it works well for this particular method of cleaning these up. Now I am careful around the lettering here, because, you know, I don't want to use the black rag that I'm using here on the letters, and I don't want to take the silver paint off those letters either and start blending that into the black paint. So I just go carefully around here. There's a lot of pitting in the metal here as I go round. But you can see how it starts to work. I'll keep going back to this middle bit. So just take your time. This is the approach you're going to give it a go. Yeah, the longer you spend here, the better the results will be overall. So just going to keep working on that, and then I'll come back when it's finished. Right, so probably getting to about as good as I'm going to get with this one. So let's just flip it over. I'll do the back real quick. Back's a little bit easier to do, obviously, but exactly the same method, just wipe down and rub with the acetone. Yeah, if there's any marks or spots, you can just rub them out with the acetone. Tends to work most of the time on any of that. The back on this one came out really nice, nicer than the other one. It's got a few more surface rust spots, but the front of this one, I think, yeah, it's been definitely sitting outside in the rain for a few years and it worn out quite a lot. But yeah, it's getting to where I want it to be. So just gonna go around the edge. can see here is like the leftover bits of rust, that surface rust that oxalic acid couldn't get off. And I probably could have soaked it for a little bit longer, may have got more, but yeah, I don't want to run the risk of losing much of the paint, where the oxalic acid doesn't really seem to affect the paint too much if you carefully, you don't go too crazy with the amount you put in. Alright, so I think that's the edge. The back done. That's where we're at. I think we'll move on to the next step.
Alright, so she's on my spray stand. Alright, so it's on my spray stand. So I just use this Rust-Oleum clear coat. It's a dead flat, nice and easy, quick to dry. Comes out really nice. So I'm just going to give this a quick coat, maybe 2 coats on the top, and then I'll flip it and do a second coat. Now I don't go heavy. I don't want to carry any runs or drips or anything like that. So I just you know, do a couple of light coats, let it dry. Doesn't need anything more than that.
Alright, so just the final kind of finished product here, just to show you what they look like. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. These all last me years. You know, this is a great set of weights now, cleaned, ready for use in the gym. You know, no longer sitting outside rusting away. And you know, I'm pretty pleased with them overall. Like I say, you know, the method here is not looking to make these you know, brand new or anything. This is just to get them to a place where they can be reused, where they look good, and I'm pretty happy with them. Anyway, hope you like that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and I'll do more of these kind of restoration type videos.